Well, after 10 weeks of trial, the case against 4 American security guards is in the hands of the jury. The contractors from the private firm, formerly known as Blackwater, are now accused of killing 14 Iraqis in Baghdad 7 years ago. The crime could bring a sentence of life in prison. Kimberly Halkett reports.
They were first accused 7 years ago. Now 4 former U.S. security contractors will learn if they'll go to jail. One of the most controversial incidents of the U.S. war in Iraq. It was September 2007. 19 Blackwater security guards were evacuating a U.S. State Department official from a nearby car bombing. As another car approached in Baghdad's Nisour Square, the guards say they thought it was yet another bomb and opened fire. 14 Iraqis were killed, 17 others were wounded.
We promised to
Shortly after, Blackwater's founder, Eric Prince, testified at a congressional hearing. He described Iraq's security situation as a chronic state of potential ambush.
Most of the attacks we get in Iraq are complex, meaning it's not just one bad thing, it's a host of bad things. Car bomb followed by a small arms attack, RPGs followed by sniper fire.
But government prosecutors argued despite the volatile security, the guards fired recklessly at unarmed civilians. They claimed 3 of the 4 defendants are guilty of manslaughter, a 4th of murder for showing disregard for human life. At a 2007 congressional hearing on the botched security operation, members of Congress questioned who was at fault.
Blackwater, we have to question in this hearing whether it created a shadow military of mercenary forces that are not accountable to the United States government or to anyone else.
But others argue that accountability 7 years later is still misplaced, that there's blame to assign for the civilian deaths, but it doesn't lie just with the contractors, but also with the U.S. State Department. Author David Eisenberg says Blackwater was hired under 2 sets of rules, a strict operating code of conduct.
And then there's what they said privately to the contractors, which is, at the end of the day, do whatever you have to take, do whatever you have to do in order to get our people home safely. I think it's fair to say that the State Department pretty much looks at companies like Blackwater as sort of disposable assets.
Blackwater has since been renamed twice to improve its reputation. It settled a separate civilian legal claim involving the attack. Now jurors will render their judgment. Kimberly Halkett, Al Jazeera, Washington.